Ever wonder why some guys, in contrast to alphas who are assertive, dominant, and the natural leaders of the pack, or betas who are more likely to be followers, sigma males appear to have a distinct approach to the game of love and relationships? These individuals are enigmas navigating the maze of life's complexities with an air of mystery and intrigue that is exclusively their own. They also possess an inexplicable charm that sets them apart from the crowd. The lone wolves of society, sigma males dance to a different beat entirely. They choose independence over dependence and solitude over companionship, refusing to follow social norms and expectations in favor of forging their own path that is as distinctive as their personalities. Self-sufficient and fiercely independent, sigma males are able to handle life's challenges and forge their own path without the help or approval of others. They are not motivated by a need for approval from others but rather derive their sense of value from within. Their self-reliance and intrinsic motivation make them incredibly resilient and adaptable, enabling them to handle life's ups and downs with an unmatched inner strength. In addition to being independent and self-sufficient, sigma guys value their independence and solitude equally. They have a strong sense of self and are at ease with who they are. They don't look to others for approval or attention but instead want to live their lives on their own terms. They passionately defend their freedom and independence in relationships because they are driven by their own ideals and convictions. Their approach to love and relationships is as unconventional as they are. They prefer to connect on a deeper, more meaningful level rather than engaging in superficial flirtations or meaningless small talk. They value authenticity and emotional depth and seek a partner who can match their intensity and depth of thought. They are not the type to make grand gestures or public displays of affection, but their quiet confidence in self-assured nature can be incredibly compelling, drawing people toward them like a magnet. They look for a connection that is not just physical but also emotional and intellectual. What happens when a woman chooses to play tough with a sigma male? When a woman chooses to play hard to get, the sigma male's answer is a complex, enticing dance with 12 distinct steps. When presented with a challenge, the sigma male does not respond like most people do. Instead, his retribution is subtle but effective in the complex and dynamic world of love pursuits. His reactions, in contrast to the typical or even expected ones, are marked by a quiet strength that resonates deeply and tacitly communicates his position. The first step he takes is to mirror her actions, mirroring her hard-to-get attitude back at her. This action is not the result of bitterness or spite, but rather a direct result of her behavior. The second step in this dance is his refusal to pursue. In fact, the sigma male is often compared to a lone wolf and independent. Rather than relentlessly pursuing, he takes a step back, giving her the space she ostensibly desires. This action, while subtle, is a testament to his understanding of personal boundaries and respect for her autonomy. The third level explores the sigma m's introspection, when he directs his energies inside and concentrates on his own growth and development. This is not an attempt to incite jealousy, but rather a way to foster his sense of value and boost his confidence in the fourth. He communicates honestly and openly, expressing his thoughts and feelings without engaging in deceptive mind games and opting to uphold a degree of integrity and openness. The fifth step is characterized by patience. The sigma male understands that good things only come to those who are willing to wait, so he waits knowing that genuine connection cannot be forced or rushed. The sixth step is maintaining his mystery by never disclosing all of his cards at once, preferring to keep her interested and curious. He knows the allure of the unknown and uses it to his advantage. 7 is unmoved and doesn't allow her games to affect his emotional stability. He keeps his cool and doesn't let anything outside of himself to disturb his tranquility. 8, he maintains a laser-like focus on his objectives. The sigma guy exhibits his will and strength by recognizing his value and refusing to let anything derail him from his chosen course. 9. He doesn't dwell on rejection. Instead, he views each setback as a springboard for development, education, and progress. 10th, he respects her choices. If she chooses to play hard to get, he respects her autonomy and right to do so. This shows his understanding and respect for individuals. He also stays true to his principles, refusing to compromise them in order to win someone over. His values are his compass, and he won't stray from them for fleeting attraction. Lastly, on the 12th, he realizes that he can only manage his own response and not the circumstances, and he doesn't try to control the situation. Each of these activities is the sigma male's distinct reaction to the game of hard to get. They are not maneuvers or strategies, but rather a striking illustration of his natural fortitude and confidence. To fully comprehend a sigma male's counterattack, we must examine these 12 ACTS in further detail. Let's look more closely at each of the 12 things that sigma men do when a woman plays hard to get. First, we explore the tendency of sigma men to withdraw. This doesn't mean that they're fleeing, but rather that they're taking a step back to gain perspective. Instead of reacting quickly, they retreat to their inner sanctum, their fortress of solitude, if you will, to think things through and plan. We move on to the topic of strategic patience with our second point. When a woman plays hard to get, Sigma males don't rush into things because they know that good things come to those who wait. Instead, they exercise patience and let things happen naturally. It's like a game of chess, with every move planned and every step calculated. Next, we have the Sigma males' focus on self-improvement, which is a crucial trait that distinguishes them from others. When faced with resistance, they don't wallow in self-pity or desperation. Instead, they channel their energy towards improving themselves because they recognize that they are their most important project and actively work toward their own personal development. Fourthly, we find that Sigma males don't believe in the chase. Instead, they believe in mutual attraction and respect. As a result, when a woman plays hard to get, they don't engage in a relentless pursuit. Instead, they express their interest but won't degrade themselves by pursuing someone who doesn't feel the same way. This leads us to the fifth point. Sixthly, we observe that Sigma males are not readily influenced by societal norms. They forge their own path and don't feel the need to conform to societal expectations. As a result, when a woman plays hard to get, they don't feel pressured to act in a particular way. Instead, they stay true to their principles and act in accordance with their values. Sigma males are not ego-driven. They don't see the situation as a challenge to their manhood or a bruise to their ego. They recognize that everyone has the freedom to choose, and if a woman chooses to do so, that's her prerogative. They don't take it personally. When a woman plays hard to get, they don't lose their cool. Instead, they maintain control over their emotions and behavior. Our seventh point relates to the Sigma male's ability to remain unfazed. They are not easily shaken or thrown off balance. They remain calm and composed even when faced with adversity. We also see that Sigma males are not manipulative. They don't use mind games or manipulation to get what they want. Instead, they believe in honesty and transparency. Therefore, when a woman plays hard to get, they respect her decision and give her the space she needs. Ninthly, Sigma guys respect their independence. They are self-sufficient and don't want approval from others. As a result, when a woman plays hard to get, they don't feel intimidated or insecure and go on with their lives as they see fit, unaffected by outside events. When a woman plays hard to get, the Sigma men don't go too far. Instead, they give her the space she needs and wait for her to change her ways. This gets us to our 10th point, which is that they respect limits. If she decides to do so on the 11th last but not least, Sigma males are not vindictive. They don't seek retribution or harbor grudges because they recognize that life is too short for negativity. As a result, when a woman plays hard to get, they don't use petty revenge tactics. Instead, they accept the situation as it is and move on. They realize that holding on to something that doesn't want to stay is futile, so when a woman plays hard to get, they don't obsess over it. Instead, they move on while preserving their dignity and self-respect. These actions are not about winning or losing, rather, they are about Sigma males' authenticity and individuality. Although some may find the behavior of Sigma guys odd, there is a strategy behind their outlandish strategy. An enigma is the Sigma man. A conundrum for those with more conventional ways of thinking. Their outlook on life is unusual, to be sure, but it also has a depth that is often disregarded. Sigma males are lone wolves who are fiercely independent thinkers and doers who live alone on the periphery of society. Their distinct way of living is motivated by their own deeply held beliefs and values rather than by the desire for social acceptance or approval. Sigma males don't react like other people do when someone plays hard to get. They don't play games or participate in the chase. Instead, they prioritize their own personal development, passions, and interests. They establish their own rules and don't bend them for anyone. They aren't influenced by other people's whims or fancies but rather are rooted in their own paths and journeys of self-improvement and self-discovery. Additionally, Sigma males are renowned for their patience. They approach situations with a calmness that is rarely observed. They prefer to respond thoughtfully and deliberately rather than impulsively. Additionally, Sigma males don't seek revenge in the conventional sense. Instead, they focus their energies on becoming the best versions of themselves, and their ultimate retribution is their success, happiness, and peace of mind. Let's get into the 12 ways that Sigma males react when someone tries to play hard to get. First, they don't play along. They are not interested in games or manipulation. If they sense that someone is not being genuine with them, they simply distance themselves. Second, they value authenticity and honesty above all else. They have no time for pretenses or facades. Keep in mind that Sigma males are not antisocial. Despite what some may believe, they choose their company carefully and value meaningful connections over superficial relationships. They would rather be alone than in bad company because they recognize the importance of their own peace of mind and well-being. Third, instead than forcing relationships or circumstances to grow, Sigma guys prefer to let things happen naturally. The remaining 7 approaches all adhere to the same philosophy, which reflects their independence, need for authenticity, and dedication to their own development. The fourth method is through patience. They wait for the right opportunity to respond rather than reacting quickly. The fifth method is not seeking retribution but rather using any negativity as fuel to become a better version of themselves. Although their behavior may seem unusual to the average person, they have a plan for their solitude and a method to their madness. Because of their distinct attitude, Sigma guys often defy social norms. They are not there to blend in or be accepted by society. Rather, they are here to stand out, make a difference, and ultimately affect change. Deciphering a Sigma male's behavior or speculating about their motivations is not enough to comprehend them. Respecting their uniqueness, freedom, and distinct viewpoint is what it really boils down to. Although Sigma guys don't follow social norms, it doesn't lessen their worth or significance. Knowing the Sigma male's distinct viewpoint and appreciating their personality are more important than trying to win them over. What can we thus take away from the Sigma guy's distinct perspective on relationships and love? An abundance of knowledge and insight. Yes, the less well-known but no less significant Sigma guys have a distinct viewpoint on love and interpersonal relationships. Their approach is illuminating and a potent example of the importance of recognizing and appreciating a range of personality types. Understanding that each person has a unique way of navigating the complex maze of love and compassion is crucial. The Sigma man, a representation of honesty, offers a distinct perspective that allows us to relationships where people's behavior is just a reflection of their basic beliefs and values, unaffected by social norms or the urge to fit in. We could all aspire to emulate this level of self-assurance and unwavering faith in their own convictions. Additionally, Sigma male's approach reveals a priceless lesson about the fundamentals of relationships, emphasizing that they are a journey of shared respect, care, and understanding rather than a battleground where one must constantly plot to win. They beautifully illustrate that true power isn't about dominance but rather about the capacity to recognize and value the other person's independence and individuality. They demonstrate to us that love isn't about controlling someone else's emotions but rather about cultivating an atmosphere of mutual respect and understanding. Remember that in the game of love, it's not about manipulation, it's about mutual respect and understanding, and the Sigma males have that figured out.